Joining us today is Geoff Lewis. He's the founder of Topguest. Topguest is a rewards program for geolocation check-ins. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So explain what exactly Topguest is and how you can use it as a user and integrate it with all the fun geolocation apps like Gowalla and Foursquare.
Absolutely. So Topguest is a new service that lets you get real travel rewards and loyalty points for your geolocation check-ins automatically. So you can visit topguest.com one time from your desktop or from your mobile device or iPad, sign up, it takes less than a minute, and you can connect your Foursquare account, Twitter geotag tweets, Gowalla, whatever services you're using to check in. And what we've done is we've gone and signed up partnerships with some of the largest loyalty programs in the world so that you can automatically get real points for your check-ins.
So your startup is contingent on the partnerships that you can build with the different hoteliers around the world, right? So explain how that works and what kind of partnerships you have today.
Absolutely. So one of the things we did is when we first started working on the project in March, we really focused on going out and meeting with as many potential partners as possible. And we've so far launched 2 sneak preview partners. So Standard Hotels, they have 4 properties. That's gone really well for Standard, and we're really excited about it. And just launched Soho Tribeca Grand Hotels in New York. And the big news today is that we are actually rolling out a global partnership with Intercontinental Priority Club, which is the largest hotel company in the world by number of rooms. And our partnership with Priority Club covers 4,400 hotels around the globe. The number of check-ins happening at our partner properties is actually dramatically higher versus before Topguest existed. So I think we've seen something like a 400% increase of geolocation check-ins at Standard Hotels since our program launched about 4 weeks ago versus the previous 4 weeks, which is obviously great. Users are inviting like 2 friends on average to join Topguest. Something like 70% of the people who visit the site joins. We're not our own check-in application. We're sort of another incentive layer on top of whatever you're already using. And we're seeing that it's driving increased check-ins for people on Foursquare, Gowalla, which we think is great. So
now there's a wide range of services that people can check into, from a spa to a restaurant to just a conference at a hotel, right? So the amount of transaction at any given point really ranges from maybe $0 to several hundreds of dollars, right? What are you doing to prevent people from gaming the system?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've sort of created a few different anti-fraud heuristics. So we're doing things like statistical limiting, rate limiting, and velocity limiting to sort of flag fraudulent check-ins and fraudulent patterns. Ultimately, it's more of an art than a science. We've got to leverage sort of humans as well to help with that. So, we will flag users for sort of fraudulent behavior, and then some combination of that with sort of humans checking over sort of weird check-in patterns to basically flag it.
Now, I noticed on your website you've prominently displayed the names of these partners that you work with for geo check-ins. How closely are you working with these location-based services? Like, I know you're in New York, so you're not too far from Foursquare. Have you been working with them pretty closely? And what percentage of your business does Foursquare make up?
Sure. I mean, I think it's around 55-60% right now. Foursquare's obviously been executing really well, and I know a lot of the guys there. They're great guys. Dennis was at our preview party, and they're good guys. We aren't working super tight with any of them because they all have open APIs, which is great. So especially obviously Foursquare and Twitter and Gowalla, they all have APIs, and we're building on top of that. But they've been really responsive when we have questions and sort of reach out to them. And we share investors with them. And I think that the general consensus view is that what we're doing is accretive to the ecosystem, in that it's driving more people to check in, and it's creating a real incentive layer, a real value for a user, for a mainstream user who's not a tech early adopter, to check in and to use these services.
Yeah. Is there any concern at all that Foursquare or even Facebook, when they eventually roll out a more developed program, will start cannibalizing your business, that they could have these partnerships with really large hotel chains and try to do what you do? Is that a concern of yours?
I mean, I think that we really see it as sort of focusing on a niche and just capturing that niche and doing it really well. And now that we've integrated with CRM systems, customer relationship management systems of some of our clients, now that we've sort of built up a number of these relationships, we think that we actually can sort of be this service for users, because at the end of the day, the right thing for a user is to have one place where they can manage all their real loyalty program points and travel rewards from check-in services, and Topguest wants to sort of be that service. So we try not to spend too much time worrying about that type of thing. I think that's a question like every startup gets asked, of like, you're building sort of on top of other platforms, what's going to happen? I think we are in sort of a new reality of there are sort of all of these services which are becoming platforms, and they have open APIs, and a lot of the value creation that's going to happen over the next few years is going to be, I think, from startups like us that are focusing on a niche, filling a real pain point for customers, and that's why we deliberately picked hotels, because they have a very real pain point, and offering sort of unique value to users.
All right, well, if you want to check out the site, it is topguest.com. My guest again today has been Geoff Lewis, the CEO, founder of Topguest. Thanks so much.